makes sense.
I'm sweating already. What's wrong with your house? It's good to be back.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're here.
You didn't like my grand entrance of walking up the stairs, pointing out that you're keeping books on the stairs.
There's a phone there. Is it your phone? No, not my phone. Ah.
How grand! Sorry for Prince Ali walking in the house. Like, just making a massive spectacle of the place.
It's just an event.
An event? Well, you keep really small keyboards in your car, mate.
That's just a box.
Not even just the idea of a keyboard.
No, I had to
the idea of a small keyboard.
Pick up a load of boxes from mum and dad's.
Just empty boxes. Steve, your empty boxes are here.
Yeah, I save the boxes in case I sell stuff, because like the tech stuff holds a bit more value if you put it in the box.
Just in a box.
The box.
Oh, okay, right. Not just like, do you want some muffins? It comes in a keyboard box.
Yeah.
But extra value for that box. Oh yeah, I don't do any of that. Everyone gets destroyed.
I never used to, but like since I've been doing camera stuff, I pretty much save anything expensive. I save the box and just throw it in the loft.
Keep that box.
Yeah.
More kindling for when the house burns down, isn't it? So yeah, it's good to be back. A few questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, a few questions.
Okay.
So you said you were gardening.
Yeah.
Weren't you, a while ago?
Right.
How's it going? I haven't checked in for a while. Last time we spoke about it, there was like shark flies coming. And you were fighting against shark flies, jaws flies, something about needing a bigger net. They can only fly 12 inches above the ground.
Oh, carrot flies.
Where did I get shark flies from? Carrot. No, yeah, but they were. So did your carrots survive?
Well, they're growing. Yeah,
they're growing. They haven't been attacked by these carrot.
No,
I'm pretty sure they're called shark flies. I don't know why.
No.
They attack the carrots like a shark. Maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah.
So why are you also growing plants on your windowsill?
Chilies, because you can't grow them outside. It's too cold.
Can't grow chilies outside.
Yeah. You can grow them in a greenhouse.
Okay.
But we haven't got one.
Growing your own chilies. I saw someone growing their own cucumber the other day.
We tried that. They all died. Again, it was too
wasn't inside enough. Too many carrot flies.
Too wet and cold.
Too wet and cold. Well, you get a sun lounger
for the cucumbers.
Yeah. You not thought about this?
It doesn't count if there's no sun. Then it's just a chair.
Oh yeah. What's the ones that they do with the electric light, UV light?
Oh, like a, I don't know.
Sunbed.
Like a
sunbed.
Box or something. Oh, like a sunbed.
That was it was a good tale. My mum warned me of sunbeds when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't understand them.
Yeah.
I don't know why you just like it's not healthy to have a tan. Like, I think people think it looks healthy or whatever, but you're just burning yourself.
Yeah, well, you do need the UV. Like, you feel good if you're in. I feel good if I've been in the sun for a week.
It's kind of like a vitamin D thing, I guess. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's not. It's not. It became this thing of like, oh, you're a vision of health because you've got a tan. It's like it doesn't. It doesn't compute. It's not.
It does not compute.
There's no science behind that at all. It's just you look healthy, you're burnt.
This is true. This is true. And burning's probably way worse for you, because that's always been a take you out of action kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got any home remedies for burning?
Like sunburns?
Yeah, some people say cover yourself in yogurt, others say almonds. You know what I mean?
No.
Goat's cheese. Anything to kind of soothe the burn.
Oh, right. No, like we got like, I think Vicks has like After Sun, which is like a bottle
it's
of.
It's not really
like
a home remedy. It's more of a medication, isn't it?
An actual product that works. Yeah.
Goat's cheese, mate. So why you going? Why in here? Is it better in here for the chilies?
Because there's sun for most of the day.
Not your bathroom. Let's put them in your bathroom. Mate.
There's one window and it's in the shower.
Yeah. It's more humid for a chili, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you like growing your own chilies? That's what life has become. I'm sure you enjoy it anyway.
It's just.
But for me, it's a red flag. How's Steve? Well, he started growing his own chilies. He just doesn't want to go to the shop anymore.
I just fancied it.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. My tone is just that of aggression.
Yeah. No, it's been a while. It's
yeah. In person now, I can read your. Oh, you've turned your smart objectives around. You knew I was coming. Yeah. You had smart objectives in your background last week.
Oh, you can look at it if you want.
No,
it's only one.
It's a shame.
It's goal 1 written out.
Goal 1. Okay, fair enough. Goal 2.
What?
There's nothing wrong with it. I just find it funny. That's all. I'm a weird creature.
Yeah.
I went to socialise last week.
Who says that?
What? But I'm a weird creature.
No, I went to socialise. I tried this socialising thing.
Well, I vomited immensely in the morning, which has happened more and more. Yeah, it's happening more and more, and I think it's a diabetes thing, so I think I really should
stop it.
Yeah, well, the other day I had kidney pain.
Stop socialising. All right.
It was either kidney pain or a hernia, and I was like, this is odd. I'm going to sleep this off, and then I'm going to get my life together. But so every now and then I'll just randomly need to vomit. I say probably like twice a month, probably in the past 2 weeks. It's like 2 months.
So you're not pregnant?
Yeah, it's always in the morning. It's just so I think I need to sort something out. But anyway, so I had one of these. I woke up needing to vomit, and I don't mind vomiting.
Yeah.
It's always some people hate it. I'm always just like, no, yeah, it's fine. It's
just one of those
This was
things.
A particularly aggressive vomit.
Oh.
I don't know why. I didn't drink my 12 litres.
Or something.
No, I was at my house, but I was going to socialise within an hour or two after the vomit.
Okay.
And only like an hour's sleep or 2 hours sleep or something. But I'm a man of, you got to fix these things. So I was like, well, I still want to go out. I just don't want to, I don't want there to be an unknown scent of vomit in the area, you know? So yeah, it was like, and it was someone that was, it was a date. So it was a potential level of proximity. And I thought, if I turn up on 2 hours sleep and reeking of vomit, might not be the Prince Charming that she wanted. But so my brain just, and I didn't realize it was crazy until I arrived, because I told them as well, because there's one thing about anything that's like mysterious. If you remove the mystery, it just becomes, like, if you're wondering what the vomit smell is, it's me. Hi, I'm Nick.
I'm socialising.
Yeah. I'm entering the outside. But I tried to fix it, and my brain went through all the ways of fixing it. So I was like, well, I went to Tesco first. I bought paprika. I bought spearmint chewing gum, because I thought if you just smell of paprika, that's suspect. If someone just reeks of paprika and vomit, then it's like, what are you planning? But if you then throw in some spearmint gum, maybe
that's
it's
what you're planning.
Maybe it's covering up some kind of weird vomit paprika sandwich.
Right. Paprika's weird.
Yeah.
I put it on loads of stuff, and I really
not vomit.
No. I have no idea what it tastes like.
Paprika.
I just do it because things tell me to do it, but I don't know what it adds. I can't taste anything.
Oh yeah, if you just do it with beans, for example.
Yeah.
If you just have smoked paprika, try having smoked paprika on beans.
That makes sense.
And that's you get that weird smoky paprika smell, but then other paprikas, a bit more sweetness. It's nice.
Right, okay.
And it's good. And besides, these were paprika Pringles. So it wasn't like paprika.
Right.
It was like just paprika manufactured by the same company that gets people addicted to crisps.
I'm just saying paprika too much now. It's making me uncomfortable.
What does it taste like? Also got some Mentos because of the Foo Fighters.
I don't drink. Oh no, that doesn't work anymore, does it?
What?
The Coke thing.
I think it does work.
Does it?
Yeah.
I know it works.
That didn't happen, but it was on the idea. Then I got like loads of Tesco sugar-free energy drinks.
Yeah.
Also got a coronation chicken, like sandwich, just because, and it was just the idea of just like A-team. You know, you can't just like, well, paprika will solve this because that will just make, because paprika plus vomit equals papromit. Or whatever it would be, you'd be so suspicious. Add a sandwich, add some spearmint to it, and then you just become a normal human being. Because vomit's probably in everything when you think about it.
In everything.
Yeah, if you smelt vomit, you'd probably be like, well, it's just one of those days. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be. It's not too horrendous a thing. I mean, vomiting's pretty horrific.
I hate the smell of vomit, but it's just I don't think anybody likes the smell of vomit.
It's just there's been some weird videos.
It makes me feel sick. And I don't. Is that a natural defense? Because I know a lot of people are like that. Is that like, oh, Dave's thrown up. Oh, I better throw up because I've probably eaten the same thing.
Yeah, there's maybe a poison thing going on. But I had a mate when I was growing up who vomited all the time, and I always found it hilarious. Like it was, we were just playing. I think it was like Nintendo 64 or something. We were like, well, we must have been like 10, yeah, something like 10 years old. And my little brother, who was 2 at the time, walks into my doorway of my bedroom, takes a shit on the carpet, and then walks away. Which I thought was great, but my mate was like, sort of vomiting everywhere. I was like, this is hilarious. What a wonderful day. So I don't know whether I'm kind of a bit immune to it, but probably not. Everyone's probably got it on some level.
Yeah.
It's just if it's funny enough, I won't vomit.
Or I'll laugh and vomit.
Yeah. But yeah, and then just openness about it, because I think it's funnier to. I think it's whatever's funny. If you turn up to a date and you reek of vomit, right, and you try to get away with it. Yeah. That isn't as funny as being like, "Hi, I'm Nick. The vomit's me. Let's go for a drink." Yeah, try and put everything together. Yeah. So I don't know how we got onto vomit. Me trying to figure out how to paprika the vomit away, but chilies. Yeah.
I don't know.
How long do they take?
I don't actually know. What?
They might have been ready 6 months ago. We just don't know.
No, there's no chilies on them at the minute.
They're
flowered. The flowers are opening, and then the flowers turn into the fruit.
Right. Is chili a fruit?
Well,
I guess it would be if it's coming off of a plant, isn't it? It's not underground.
Yeah. Is that the? I don't actually know what differentiates fruit and vegetables.
I think veg is
like
like
when they're
from
always
the
like,
ground.
actually, if you think like a tomato is a berry, it's like, I don't fucking care.
Something to do with the roots or something, or seeds, how the seeds are done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, because berries are very specific. Apparently a banana's a berry. The amount of people that keep telling me that.
Go away.
Right?
No, I haven't got time for that conversation.
I don't care.
I'm sure this is very interesting. Go email QI.
Yeah.
Right? You do that. I'll stay here.
It's probably where they learned it.
Not that I've got anything better to do, to be fair, but it's just there's definitely a feeling of like, I don't want to have that conversation. Unless it's for ulterior motives. I don't know, if you wanted to try and subvert the world with berry bananas, I might be interested in the ideas of that.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to realise, I can't remember, I think I mentioned it briefly last week about how, as I'm exploring a little bit more about my reactions to, or people's reactions to manipulation. I think like certain topics are really interesting, how people won't want to. Like I've always said, there's a whole thing about people don't want to consider that they might be incorrect. Right. So if you're going to have an open debate with somebody, that's going to be a brick wall where it's like, well, they need to be open to changing their mind or at least questioning themselves. But before that, there's like a feeling of being manipulated that will also stop people from engaging. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, don't tell me, no, because then you're going to do this and then you're going to do that. And I don't want to, this is a weird kind of, you're trying to trick me into something. There's so many walls that come between you having a conversation and somebody genuinely listening. That it's it's interesting to find the different barriers on it. And I think if you're trying to convince the world that bananas are berries, what's your real motive there? What are you trying to achieve? Racism? Because that's not good.
I don't know.
No to racism, that's what I say.
I think most people say that.
Yeah, but whether they're doing it through bananas or berries, that's the question. Anyway, apart from your chili unsuccess,
it's going very well.
It's going very well. They just haven't grown. How long have you been doing it?
What do you mean they haven't grown?
You said like there's no chilies on it.
No, not yet.
There you go. They haven't grown then.
You get the first.
They may be growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't grown yet though.
They're not finished.
Unsuccess. How long have you been doing it though? Has it been like a week, a month?
I think,
lifetime.
I think they've been there for maybe 6 weeks. Because they started like just tiny.
Yeah.
And now they're huge.
Yet still not there.
No.
Is there anything somebody could grow that you could disagree with?
What do you mean?
So like my anger that's being thrown at you right now of just like chilies, just like, is there anything that you like? Someone's growing hazelnuts. Would they be a dickhead? I think they'd be a dick. I love hazelnuts, but if you're growing your own hazelnuts,
what are you doing?
That's like a tree, isn't it?
Mushrooms. I think growing mushrooms is weird because it's such a fucking process. Because it's not like any other plant. It's like growing mushrooms is akin to like, I don't know,
growing old.
Like keeping a vivarium or something. You've got to maintain an environment.
Yeah.
It's odd capturing spores. It's really fucking weird.
Getting my mushrooms. Yeah. Butterflies. That's collecting, but you can't grow a butterfly, can you?
Yeah. No, butterfly collectors are fucking weird.
Yeah. Can you grow a moth?
Kind
of, right?
What do you mean? Like
if you found a cocooned butterfly... No, wait, it's not how butterflies work.
Moths work in the same way, but they go underground.
Yeah, so like, technically they're a vegetable. From what we've been saying.
Yeah, if you plant the caterpillar, it grows into a moth. But if you hang it from a tree, it grows into a butterfly. One's
beautiful, the other one eats beautiful clothes, apparently.
Supposedly.
People freak out about moths.
I know. It's because they're tiny little things, but they just darken the whole room. Because they're
always around the light.
Yeah.
They're always casting a shadow over everything.
Yeah. Like bat moth.
But yeah, we can check in on your chilies from time to time. See if. But I think you're not a big fan of spice, though. Are these like spicy chilies? Or are they just like flavoured chilies?
No, they're I
like
think,
fisherman's chilies?
I can't even remember what breed they are.
Breed?
Well, there's loads of different types of chilies. I didn't give that much of a fuck about them to really care about which one I was growing. It was just like...
You see, lots of people think about the children that they're going to have.
Lots of people care. I don't.
Just give me any fucking thing to pretend to care about. But the carrots are still growing.
Yeah. Carrots, parsnips, cabbages.
Parsnips.
The potatoes grew too fast. And fell over.
It fell over.
Yeah, so I didn't know, but like if there's a bout of sun, they just fucking explode. And we planted like 4 of them, and it took over this entire like 1 by 1 meter planter. Like the whole thing just fucking exploded. But they get tall, and the plants are really brittle. So if there's a gust of wind, they just snap. I don't understand how potatoes survive.
I guess they just get rigged or something, didn't like vines,
maybe
something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was those shark flies. They actually went for the potatoes. Actually destroyed everything. So yeah, weird start. New environment.
Yeah.
I think chilies, objectives, multi-coloured magnets.
Yeah, they arrived the other day.
Different. Oh, they're right. Didn't think about the packaging. Just magnetised them to the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Green. Green will go. Yeah. Good to be back. Back. Yellow.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird to not just be able to switch you off. Like I've gotten used to that.
Yeah, the push to talk Nick.
Yeah.
He's talking about chilies. I don't know. Just nod.
Yeah.
Nod and yawn.
Then you'll know I'm listening.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing wrong with growing chilies. It's just me. It's just me.
Well, when they're done, you can have some.
Oh, thank you very much. Put them in a Ziploc bag. I'll keep it fresh.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a whole good thing about growing your own food. I do find that enjoyable. It's just when I see other people doing it,
it's enjoyable. It's just I don't like seeing people enjoy themselves.
I guess what it is, it's like, why are they so miserable that they're looking for enjoyment? And that's a problem from my side, right? I'm not saying that's your problem. What are they so desperately trying to escape that they decided to grow vegetables? And you go, Nick, people do things that make them happy when they're happy. They're not just do them when they're miserable.
Yeah. That's why they're happy.
Yeah, they just maintain and continuously grow happiness, Nick. It's fine. Yeah, but why?
Yeah. Question everything.
Just be angry with everything.
It works.
I'm living proof that it happens. I don't know whether it works. Yeah. It happens. So yeah, weird week this week. Not much going on, to be fair. Apart from lots of less lockdown happening. Now you have to wear a mask in a shop.
Yeah,
I think that's the
unless
new
you
law.
work there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Not sure about that logic, but fair enough.
Makes no sense.
If you've got a name badge, that works the same as a mask. Have you? You were kind of not believing in masks. Is that right?
As far as stopping a virus, like no, it's bullshit. But like, it stops people spitting on each other.
This is true.
Whatever else, I think if you're just looking to stop that, then fair enough.
If it's like it's reducing the spread, maybe not completely stopping the spread, but maybe reducing
if the spread is through like that kind of contact, then
moisture in your breath or whatever, or cough.
Like if it's just through moisture in your breath, like there's nothing you can do about that. Like, that's going to be there either way. But if it's literal, like, visible kind of...
phlegm.
Yeah. Like, that kind of thing.
Well, like, even if it was just moisture, it may not reduce all of it, but, like, it will reduce some of it, I guess. Say it's different. Probably the difference between standing 2 meters apart and standing 4 meters apart. You go like, yeah, it's still going to transmit, but hey, if we do this, we could stand a little bit closer. It could be
That's the thing. I was like, I was in a pub yesterday, and there's a guy across the room from us, and it's just like, look, if he's got it, then everyone in this room, like, is exposed in a way that they could potentially get it. So, like, just because he's here, like. It doesn't matter that he's 15 feet away. It doesn't matter that we have to stay 2 meters apart. His breath is in the room. Like, that's the be-all, end-all as far as actually catching it goes.
The breath is lingering. I guess maybe it falls if it's moisture or whatever.
Maybe.
It just collapses or something. But the anti-mask stuff has been really funny for me.
I do find it funny that people really set against it. Like, just get a life.
There was like one of like, well, here's this guy used a sander and wore a mask. Look where all the sand went. It's like, well, sure, but like, because there's like, oh, the sand went into under his mask kind of thing is what they're saying.
Right.
So the mask doesn't protect you from it. It's like, yeah, but it's not sand.
How much would have been there?
Yeah,
if he wasn't wearing it.
It's just like, it's not. And that's what I mean. I think like a lot of people are being, it's this miscommunication of everything, or this misunderstanding of just like, it's not the cure. It's just, it would slow things down a little bit and would help things out. It's like, all right, it's fair enough.
I don't understand why being asked to wear a mask is like a violation of your liberties or something. It's like, you just wear it and you can go out. It's not like they're saying like, wear this tracker and then you can leave the house. Like, no. But like, wear a mask. Like, again, I don't feel that strongly about it. I think the science behind it is bollocks. But if that's the gateway between me and buying a loaf of bread in the morning, then I'll just wear a fucking mask. I don't care.
What it is like, that's what the scientists are telling us to do, is to wear these masks. So it's like, I'll trust them. That's fine, not a problem for me. But I think it's the whole anti-authority thing. People don't like being told that they should wear a mask if they want their parents to live, or whatever it is, like whatever authority it is. People are like, no.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fair enough. I mean, it's not. It's the same thing about just staying indoors. The amount of people just couldn't. It's like, I don't understand. Like, I understand that it's bad and it's unhealthy, but it's not for very long. And it's going to help. So why don't people stay indoors?
Yeah, I'm not in a position to comment on that at all, because I didn't have to stay indoors because I was working throughout. So, like, I don't know that kind of cooped up feeling, I guess. Like,
well, it's just the fact that I experienced it and other people seem to probably experienced it as well, but then still went out and did stuff. It still seems very strange to me. But I think, again, it's just that idea of that people don't like being told what to do. And I think it's weird. I think because I've rebelled against authority before, but it's just, I think I've done it more effectively. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like a childish rebellion of like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to the shop and I'm going to try and get in without a mask. It's like that energy doesn't feel like you're defeating the man.
I've already gone in the shop a bunch of times without a mask. Like, not trying to. I just keep fucking forgetting it. It only came in yesterday.
Yeah. And I got cheap ones that were broke, so I had to like tie stuff off. But just, it's that whole, it's just rebelling against authority in the meekest way possible.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're just causing a scene because of drama.
Yeah.
You're so bored, you're making drama. Maybe that's what it is. And you go, okay, cool. But don't think that you're doing something to fight the power.
No.
I think the power isn't where you think it is.
Guy I know that was just like, oh, I'm not wearing it. I'll just risk the fine. It's like, why? like I don't understand why. I don't. It doesn't. Again, it doesn't compute. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, take like speeding, right?
Yeah.
I think lots and lots of people speed and risk the fine. But you go, well, there's loads of logic against it. Like, I don't understand people who get angry at speeding fines, because you go, but you could have killed someone. It's very simple logic of if you hit someone at the speed limit, they're more likely to live, and the speed limit is set.
You are allowed to drive, but as long as you adhere to this set of rules. Yeah. And they are here because everybody has to drive.
Yeah.
Not just you.
And there's loads of things about like, I can understand why people would take the risk of making the speeding a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But you can't do it and say what you're doing is cool or the right thing. You go, no, what you're doing is irresponsible.
Yeah.
And be irresponsible, but don't say that you're doing it because, oh, modern cars these days are much safer.
Yeah.
Or, oh, the roads, that's outdated.
Yeah.
There's that whole like 10% over the speed, and that's where it's legal because of the width of the speedometer. Or whatever logic you have, you just go, just say you're being irresponsible. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, but that's like for a purpose. That's risking the fine to get somewhere faster.
Yeah.
This is risking the fine so that you don't have to spend 3 seconds putting on a mask that you can just keep in your car.
Yeah.
There's a benefit to risking a speeding ticket. There's not a benefit to risking a no mask ticket.
Yeah.
Or being barred from a shop. I don't know. But yeah, no, they have to start doing that, which again, we spoke last week. Seems fine. Seems interesting. Just another thing for people to rebel against, I guess.
Yeah.
Seems strange.
I say, like most people I've seen have been wearing them. I think a lot of old people I've seen haven't been, but then I think I think like
that's weird. I haven't actually looked to see if other people are wearing the mask. I went into a shop on the way here. When I think about it, I think I was the only one wearing a mask in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think some people like will have like some difficulty getting hold of them.
Maybe. Well, there was a whole thing of a friend of mine who didn't have a mask. And in order to get a mask, he needs to go in the shop to get a mask. It's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
Phone them up. I don't know. But like all corner shops I've been to sell them.
Yeah.
So it's like you can get them. It's not like you have to go to a pharmacy. It's it's just more people getting into the practice of doing it and not wanting to, fighting the power. But these are the same people I see doing you think masks are effective. There's a whole, to be fair, I think you brought this up last week about like it hinders breathing, wearing a mask. That's another kind of thing that's going around. Is that wearing the mask worsens your breathing because you can't breathe as well through it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you go like, there was like some viral video of like a nurse or a doctor or something going through it and being like, here's an O2 machine. It's connected to me. This is me without the mask. This is me with the mask. It's the same. Wear a fucking mask.
Right.
Do you know? It's just like whatever reason they could do. It's a weird fight to have. It's
like, oh, my glasses steam up, and like it's not comfortable. They don't make them in my size. Like what? Okay.
Yeah.
Just get a scarf.
Just don't go to the shop. Like, you weren't meant to be going to the shop that much before.
No.
You're meant to go to the shop. I think it was like twice a week was the max you were meant to go.
Christ, was that up until last week?
I can't remember where. I just remember that was one of the initial things. Was try and do 2 weekly shops. Was like the aim or something like that. Was one of the original rules. It's like you should be fine. You can just order your food in. It's becoming more and more popular or whatever.
Yeah.
Just do that. But yeah, it's another fight the power kind of thing. Something I've thought about recently. I think I've been trying to figure out I don't have any politics, right? I just don't have any. But my views on a lot of things are very critical. I think that's how I best describe a lot of it, is I'll discuss something openly, but quite critically, which a lot of people will interpret as me fighting against that belief.
Yeah.
But really, it's just, I think, because of my weird life experiences, when I choose a nemesis, like I understand the weight of it. Like your chilies are my nemesis. No, like, you know, like some people go like, oh, I'll never speak to that person again. The average person doesn't really mean that.
No.
They just mean like, oh, no. That's what they mean. But if I say it, like, I really mean it.
Yeah.
So when people say that, like, this person's evil, my reaction is like, well, they're not evil. Like, oh, you think that in your definition they're evil. So you just mean that they're a bit silly. Okay, I can totally understand that. Yeah. But my reaction is like, this is taking words really, really seriously.
Well, it's like it's just the gravity of words has kind of completely disappeared. Like we don't, there aren't really, it's difficult to have a powerful phrase now because everything's just been overused and oversaid. I think you can add context to it where it's like, well, like you're saying, like, oh, well, if a particular person says this, then it still feels like it means a lot.
Yeah.
But But for most people, it's like the whole like pulling the fucking you're a racist, you're a Nazi, like that kind of shit.
Exactly.
Like,
Or like you're a pervert, or you're a sex criminal, or a hate crime. You go like, well, those are really powerful words.
Yeah.
Do you mean them?
Until you ruin them.
Well, no, I go like, they are still powerful words. It's just you're misusing it. It's just go like, well, so I think that's part of my critical thing of the amount of times I got into arguments with people by mistake because I've just questioned something. And they're like, no, you shouldn't be questioning that because we're talking about this. It's like, but that word means this, right? It's like, yeah, but not anymore. Like, but no, yeah, it does. Like, there's a whole, and again, there's that level of the last layer of the onion of trying to have an open debate with somebody is it takes a lot of people to change their mind or open their mind anyway about something they've already been decided upon. Then you've got fear of being manipulated in some way, and then you've got misunderstanding of all the different words and stuff. So if you take something like Louis C.K., I can't remember the terminology that was used for him, but it was like he was seen very negatively as well, I can't remember the term that was used, but any term that was used was seemed to be like he was abusing his position of power for gaining of sexual favors. And you go like, no, I don't think so. But that's because of the words you're using don't fit. They fit a extremely dramatized version of what you're trying to say, maybe. And we could agree on that, but because they're trying to get you to agree with the emotion rather than the facts, you're like, I don't feel that way. And my emotions about lots of things are pretty skewed anyway. So you're never going to have that agreement. Just seems weird. Yeah. I haven't checked in on the bison that are being imported.
No, we should do that.
Cut to loads of bison. I do have some new stuff anyway, apart from paprika vomit and me saying that words mean things still. Kids today. Because of the new working from home and everything, it also meant that students had to do studenting from home. Right. Kind of makes sense. Yeah. A student has begged to retake her test after a meatball fell onto her keyboard and logged her out of her exam. So 2020. This 20-year-old had been taking an exam while eating a meatball sandwich, when part of the filling dropped out of the bread and onto the keyboard, in turn logging her out of her test prematurely. After her results came back at a woeful failing grade of 39%, because she was like mid-test, she decided the only thing to do was to fess up to her professor in an email. Dear Professor Lestraps. It's a great name. Lestraps. That's a great name for a professor. I had some technical difficulties and outside distractions during the test today. Something hit my computer and caused it to submit the test when I had less than half of the question answered. By something, I mean a meatball that had tragically fallen onto my keyboard. Tragically. I was full of regret and remorse as I saw the meatball fall.
Being very cute for for a potential failing grade at your degree.
Yeah. Just say, please, sir, meatball fell, please. Yeah. That should be enough.
Oh, yes, meatball, fine, yes. Click.
Said meatball caused some malfunctions with my laptop and caused the test to submit itself.
Said meatball.
While I have yet to comprehend how this sequence of events even occurred...
You're eating a sandwich over your keyboard. The meatball
fell out. It landed on your keyboard. I know that you dropped the lowest module test grade, but I just wanted to let you know that this grade was an accident and I've been working very hard with the course material. I completely understand that a falling meatball is no excuse for the failing grade in this exam. Is there any possibility of retaking the test? He was fine with it. He was like, yeah, just do it again today. Yeah. And you'll be fine. But, white privilege, I guess that is. Yeah. That's like first world problems when your meatball falls on your keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
When your meatball falls on your keyboard, it ruins your career.
If it had been a falling quesadilla, this would be a different story.
Yeah, you just couldn't become like an archaeologist because, that meatball. Meatball!
Keep having the fucking Indiana Jones dreams of the meatball following you down the fucking out the temple,
smashing you into constant temp work instead of the career that you wanted.
Drowning in a bowl of marinara.
But we've all had that lovely moment of dread of this. You go to bite into a sandwich, it collapses, and your world is changed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But that's like, that's
Power
like,
cut
no,
to an apartment
no,
building.
my world is changed because of this fucking meatball.
3 years of university.
Call themselves sandwich artists.
Years of academy training wasted. In other news. In other apocalyptic news.
Oh.
A couple from Derbyshire have successfully managed to name their son Lucifer.
Oh, I read that.
Yeah. He's back. Despite opposition from council employees and the obvious fact that it's another name for the devil. So we had this, I think it was Sweden or something.
Well, Sweden's very strict.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, Chris Martin wouldn't have gotten away with calling his kid Apple if he was Swedish. They'd have been like, no, that's
we'll
a stupid
euthanize it.
fucking name.
Oh, it's Switzerland, isn't it? Switzerland euthanizes everybody. Is it Switzerland or Sweden?
Oh, I don't know.
One of them kills the elderly.
Yeah, you go there to die.
Kills the vulnerable. Yeah. They'll throw that apple in a river. The registrar at Derbyshire Council reportedly told Dan and Mandy Sheldon that their young son wouldn't succeed in life with a name like Lucifer. So
What?
It gets better. Well, he's not going to succeed in life as the devil. The devil is pretty fucking successful.
Yeah.
You know him.
He's done a lot.
In terms of Instagram followers, everybody follows the devil.
Yeah.
So they launched an official complaint and have now managed to register the name. So yeah, like they went to the naming office and the naming office says, well, they're never going to succeed in life. So no, make a new name.
Jesus.
And they claim that they're not religious. This is the parents. They're not religious at all. And that the name is a reference to the Greek meaning of the name Lightbringer or Morning. Could be, probably not. Probably just Lucifer's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Need to go for it.
If you went to school with a kid called Lucifer, you'd fucking remember that kid. And not like, it doesn't seem like a name that's going to get him bullied.
It's going to protect him.
Well, yeah, like most big kids who have
his bigger brother. God.
fucking God sitting next to him at a parent-teacher meeting.
Well, Jesus is a name.
It is a very popular name.
Yeah, Jesus is a very popular name. I guess God isn't a very popular name. There's
No,
not many people
arrogant.
kids call God. Is it arrogant to call your child Lucifer or devil, I guess?
I don't think you could call him devil.
Well, maybe it's Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to succeed in life with a name like Lucifer.
I beg to differ.
Yeah. However,
Like, particularly if you went and got a job as like a lawyer or something.
Lucifer's opposing you.
Yeah.
You have the right to an attorney. Lucifer turns up.
Like if you went to a shop and bought a thing and left and looked at your receipt and it said you were served today by Lucifer.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe what they're saying, right? Is you won't get many happy birthday Lucifer.
Yeah, you would.
You know?
Everyone would fucking love writing that card.
But there wouldn't be like many, like you'd have to go to Moonpig or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There wouldn't be they'd be on the shelves, like those keychains with names on it.
Yeah, but
Maybe there
unless
would be
you
a
call your
Lucifer, to
kid
be
like
fair.
Dave or Eric or something, then it's like
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Dan told the son, this is the father, we were really excited to go and get him registered, but the woman looked at us in utter disgust. Lucifer? How disgusting. She told us he would never be able to get a job.
Your baby will never have a job.
He's never going to be a chartered accountant. All right, that's
Good.
fair enough. And that teachers wouldn't want to teach him.
Why?
Well, do you want to be the person who taught the devil?
Yes. Yes,
Don't
I
teach
do.
him to count. Or maybe you do want to teach him to count so he doesn't sacrifice too many souls.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like teach him to count so he sacrifices the right amount of souls.
There's a kid in my class called Lucifer. I keep giving him sums that add up to 666.
Teaching him, like, I don't know, political science.
Yeah.
And Lucifer's just rubbing his hands together. Getting really into it. Teachers wouldn't want to teach him. It's the fucking most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I tried to explain that we're not religious and it's got a Greek meaning. She even told us that it was illegal to name a child that in New Zealand and that maybe we could name him something else but refer to him as Lucifer at home.
But this is Derbyshire, right?
Yeah.
So not New Zealand.
Well, in New Zealand, you can't call him that.
Yeah, and in Egypt, women have to cover their shoulders. Like, it's a different...
Well, you could call him Gary and then at home call him Lucifer. It's weird advice.
Yeah.
Confuse a kid.
Yeah.
My name's Gary, but my parents keep on calling me Satan. We were gobsmacked with her behaviour. Eventually, though, she did it through gritted teeth. All right, fine. Call it Lucifer.
Like, why the fuck does she care?
Yeah.
It's like what?
It's
You
a weird
just be
job,
like,
isn't
well, that's weird, and that's it. Like, you're never going to see them again. You're never going to talk to them again. Like, if it was a stupid name,
yeah,
I'd be like, I'd raise some kind of concern. Like, but not in a way that's like, I'm not going to do this, but just you do realise what you're doing to your child, right?
Well, like, I guess we should figure out whether or not we agree with there being certain rules around naming your child. Because I guess you could say, I reckon you could say that if you give your child the wrong name or a name that society doesn't agree with, they're going to have a different existence. Because just from the little things of like, your name's what?
Yeah.
My name is Gravy.
Yeah. Fuck pig.
Yeah. Morning, Mrs. Fuck Pig. You couldn't be a teacher.
No. No. Can I just call you Pig?
No. Our name is Fuck Pig. There's like, because I reckon there's some logic there of like, there needs to be a level where like parents are probably going to be drunk coming in. It's like, I've called it Stella. Are you sure? All right, Drambuie. Let's call it Drambuie. There's probably some logic about like at least having a vetting process for more outskirt names.
Yeah.
Like there's probably a list of like, well, these are all the acceptable names. If you choose one of those, that's fine. If you choose Lucifer, just think about it for a couple of days. And then, you sure? Talk to this person. You sure? Okay, cool, right, do it. Because it's not something as extreme as child abuse, like giving a child a bad name. If you called a child fuck pig, I don't know how much that would be child abuse. You know what I mean? It would be like that, the kid's going to have a different life.
Yeah.
But different lives sometimes make stronger people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be a weird... So I can understand there being logic behind it, but, yeah... I guess she's treating it as like, this child's going to have a worse life because you can't call it Lucifer.
The thing, like, I think there are names that... that are genuinely stupid, and that there's no real positive kind of slant that you can put on it or anything like that. Like, that kid is essentially stuck with that until they decide, I'm not going to be fucking called this anymore, and they change it themselves. But like, I wouldn't put Lucifer on that list.
No.
But in the same way that I wouldn't put Jesus on that list. It's just
same.
like, it's, I don't know, like, it doesn't, maybe it's just because I've got no real connection to it. I've never been a religious person or anything like that. So like,
I'd say if you can call your son Jesus or your child Jesus, you can call your child Lucifer.
Yeah.
I know they're not like completely the same. Like they're not like opposite ends of a spectrum, but the same kind of connotations.
Yeah.
And it's just like people love Jesus. Well, people love Satan as well.
Yeah.
You've got to have, you can't just not love Satan. We didn't expect to get so much grief about it. A spokesman for Derbyshire County Council said, "We apologise if they were offended, but it's the job of our registrars to advise in these matters, as sometimes people are not aware of the certain meanings or associations around certain names." Well, that makes sense. But again, it's the anger that they received is the weird thing, is that you'd be like, you do know that means the devil, right? And you do know that there are some people who really hate the devil.
Yes.
It was the devil who told us to call him Lucifer. A mother and father in Germany, in the German city of Kassel last year, lost a court battle to name their son Lucifer 2.
Lucifer 2.
Omen. The Association for German Language found it to be problematic, and the parents eventually named the child Lucian instead.
Right.
So it's like, we wanted Lucifer, we settled for Lucian.
It's like,
fair
well,
enough.
Just call him Lucifer.
Yeah.
No matter what it says on. I've never seen my birth certificate.
I've seen mine. I don't know if that makes me a better person, but I've seen mine. That didn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a bit of paper. I feel uncomfortable being called Nicholas anyway.
Yeah. And if you go to like the bank and open up an account, like you can just write in any name you want.
Yeah, maybe there has to be some kind of background check.
Well, like,
probably it's the same that's on the gas bill.
On my certificate it says it'll be Stephen. But like I don't get any letters to Stephen because I filled it all in as Steve.
Yeah.
You could like it's obviously not that important.
Yeah, so if everyone wrote Lucifer,
yeah,
we could start anew. Could be good.
Lucifer Milligan.
It works. In other similar apocalyptic news, I didn't know this, just found it interesting. The youngest holder of a shotgun certificate in the UK is aged 7. So a 7-year-old who's licensed.
A certificate.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here's a certificate. Here's a shotgun. Have fun. Yeah, there's the
Is
Home
he
Office.
like a farmer's son or something?
Apparently it's for they are conditional on them abiding by specific uses, which include sport and rifle or pistol clubs or cadet corps at a miniature rifle range. A miniature rifle range with a big shotgun. Fucking Legos, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole thing about farmers can have weapons and stuff, but you're allowed to own a samurai sword and carry it on a bus if you're going to somewhere to use the samurai sword, but just not for casual use.
Right.
I think that was my understanding from a young age. Like if you're going to practice samurai swording at a samurai sword place, then you're okay to carry your samurai sword around. It's just the same.
Yeah. Well, it's like we've got the knife rules and stuff. But you can carry something bigger than a 3-inch blade. But you have to have if you're stopped, you have to have a good reason for carrying it.
Yeah.
Like it can't just be like, oh no, I just take it everywhere with me. Like it's got to be used for whatever it is that you're doing at the time.
Same as like if your car doesn't have an MOT. Well, I don't know what the ruling is about this, but there's some kind of grey area about you're allowed to drive your car to a garage.
Well, that would make sense
to get tested.
How else do you do it?
Get someone to tow it there, I guess.
That shit. That system wouldn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the same kind of logic goes with samurai swords as it does with cars. Then I guess.
Yeah.
Just
Plus, it's that thing where
doing
it's
it
like,
responsibly.
If you if your MOT fails, even if your old one isn't expired, you're not meant to drive it.
Yeah, it's unsafe.
But I still do because if I take a car for a test on a Tuesday, expecting it to pass and it fails, I've still got to go into work on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like it's very unlikely that anyone's going to find a way around that.
Well, it's just a taxi, I guess, isn't it?
Depends where you work though. Like if you're on the other side, like
it'd be an expensive taxi potentially, but if it's that or driving a car illegally, I guess.
Yeah,
it's running that risk. It's running the risk of like, well, if I get caught, then it is being tested.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. It's running that risk, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, this 14-year-old kid's got shotgun. No, 7-year-old kid's got a shotgun. He was one of 247 children under the age of 14 who have shotgun licenses this year.
Good for him.
With a further 2,500, roughly aged 14 to 17, also having a firearm or shotgun certificate. Something weird about a 7-year-old with a shotgun, I think.
Yeah, somewhat. It's a bit child soldiery.
It's a bit Blood Diamond-esque. Yeah, it's like you can't have sex, you can't vote, but you can shoot your brother.
Accidentally.
Yeah. 7-year-old with a shotgun. Well, there's probably different variants of shotgun,
How
right?
does a 7-year-old fire a shotgun?
So I mean, it must be like, like a pellet shotgun,
Yeah.
like a lighter
Just fly across the room.
thing. Yeah. You ever fired a shotgun?
No.
Not crazy.
I've never fired any kind of real gun.
Weird how I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was the AR-15, the controversial one, but it was something like that I fired, and it was like, this is ridiculously accurate and easy to use.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. Fired a few rifles and stuff like that. It seems pretty cool. But yeah,
I've done clay pigeon shooting, I suppose. Whatever the fuck that kind of gun is, I've done that.
it would have been a shotgun, I think.
Right. Okay.
Or a bird shot, like a widespread.
Yeah.
I think shotgun.
Fair enough.
But yeah, depending on the gunpowder. But yeah, the 7-year-olds have got it.
Oh.
So, you know, kids on TikTok, I don't know whether 7's too young for TikTok.
Probably.
Watching, I don't know, YouTubers and wielding shotguns. Let's do it.
Excellent.
Oh, did you hear about the selfie bear?
No.
Yeah, a bear took a selfie with some people. And the government was like, we need to stop this. I forget where it was. So I'll read it. I think it was in North Mexico, actually. Yeah, just in a park in North Mexico. Chipinque Ecological Park. Yeah, so there was just some walkers walking around, and then a bear decided to join them, but like in the most Yogi Bear way you could possibly imagine. Just walked up, put his arm around her, rested the chin on her shoulder.
A black bear?
Yep.
Oh, I saw a video of that, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go, that's a happy miracle, right?
Yeah.
Nobody died. Excellent. But yeah, the government replied with, well, we need to protect people in that park. Need to get rid of that bear. And so loads of people have signed a petition to, instead of getting rid of the bears, get rid of the people. Makes sense.
Yeah.
A petition at change.org has more than 135,000 signatures and calls for the bear to be left alone. Leave alone that bear. Leave that bear alone. It says people should instead be kept out of the park in northern Mexico because of the coronavirus lockdown. Well, don't want these people not socially distancing with bears.
Yeah, no.
Keep people out the park.
Yeah.
I guess.
The bear doesn't deserve to get COVID.
Yeah, but then it's just another strange thing of, I think, people anthropomorphizing it.
Oh yeah.
So much to be like, well, this bear all this bear did was pose for a selfie, and now you're trying to get rid of it. It's like, no, it didn't really pose for a selfie. It kind of like coddled a person and they survived. Dangerous beings, don't kill it, but like, you know, you can't run the risk of, if that bear was in a bad mood or was hungry or was aggressive that day.
If he's comfortable coming up to you when he's okay, what happens when he's hungry?
Yeah, and again, it's just like, it's just realizing that people are animals and animals are animals. It's like, well, you need to protect against these things. There's a reason why you can't dive into the great white shark enclosure.
Yeah.
It's just because sharks are sharks, and maybe they'll leave you alone. Loads of sharks leave people alone. You've seen that thing in the sea where they put you in a zoo inside the ocean and the great whites come along.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the same. It's like, they might leave you alone, but you need to kind of figure out, well, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's another weird reaction to a problem is being like, well, just get rid of all the people. Fine. Seems fair enough. In other local news, this is a few quick fires. Local Stoke news. Teens are urged to stop getting stuck in toddler swings, please.
Stop it.
Stop it. You're getting stuck in them and they're breaking, says the fire department. So like,
they have to keep coming and cutting them out.
Or just like, yeah, they're getting stuck. So yeah, they must be getting freed in some way. Teenagers are climbing into toddler swings and getting trapped, the fire service said.
Just don't do that then.
Yeah, just stop. Well, lockdown. Have you seen more? I've seen more kids around, like on bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like that you wouldn't usually see, but I think it's probably school holiday season as well, isn't it?
Like they've just had like 2 months off, and now they get 6 weeks off.
Yeah. So it's natural, but it's like, yeah, I can imagine people fucking with stuff. I probably climbed into a toddler. I think I did climb into a few toddler swings.
Oh, yeah.
To be young.
Yeah, I would have done.
Yeah, they were good for standing swinging. I remember that. They were good for that. In other local Stoke news, just I didn't go into these. I just thought it was funny that these were like the most recent 3 Stoke headlines. Heavily pregnant woman punched in stomach in attack on a night out in town. Stoke! Don't go out if you're heavily pregnant out on the piss in the town and you get punched in the stomach. So much wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, people.
This was entirely preventable.
Yeah, and it's like, again, been trapped inside, want to go out, but just, you got to remember people are fucking horrible.
But no, like, if you want to go out, like, it's still not an option if you're pregnant. Like, that's nothing to do with lockdown. You shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, a night out in the town. Maybe we're going out in the evening for a sober night, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, still, yeah. Well, obviously the violent crime here is the person punching a pregnant woman in the stomach.
Yeah.
But it also just sounds strange to have the two combined. That's Article 1. Article 2, fines for not working wearing face masks covering in shops would be a last resort. That seemed like kind of standard. And unemployed man with homemade sign sits in a North Staffordshire lay-by for hours. So just an unemployed man with a homemade sign sitting in a lay-by. Oh, don't know. Not important. Not important enough for the headline.
It is important. I wouldn't know what it says.
Yeah, just keep it. What if it said help? Maybe he wants help.
Yeah.
Just a sign.
But what if it gives you actual, like, differing information that says, like, actually, I'm not unemployed? Or something.
Yeah, I look unemployed, but I'm not.
Now your article is inaccurate.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just still in that lay-by, I think.
I'll
Keeping
just
that
stay
up.
here.
Yeah. I also saw there was a thing in some country, I think it was, I can't remember what country it was, but they're starting to have on-the-spot fines for drugs. And I find that quite interesting because, like, if you see somebody with drugs, you ask for money. Whereas usually if you see someone for drugs, you offer them money. Yeah. It's like the opposite of a drug dealer. Well, I guess the police are when you think about it.
Well,
but just like you're smoking weed, give me $1,000.
You give them money and
spent it all
your
on
drugs.
Weed. Yeah. Keep
I'm
the
not
drugs.
sure what
Give
I'm
me your
paying
money.
you for.
Just if you see drugs on the spot fine. I don't know why, I just find that quite fun.
Well,
on the spot fines are quite funny anyway, I think.
But why
police
I didn't
carrying around a
realise
change bag.
I didn't realise that wasn't a thing.
On the spot fine, I think that means like you pay it now.
Yeah.
Or is like a parking ticket and on the spot fine. You've got the fine on the spot, pay it within a month. That seems reasonable.
I imagine so. Like,
so
you
maybe it's like
yeah.
You're
It's
probably
like
more just like arrested.
Like the cigarette one. I know people who've been done for that.
Cigarette one?
Yeah, for dumping cigarettes.
Oh, right, yeah. And it's getting like
littering.
a fine ticket.
Yeah, you get on the spot fine for littering.
Yeah, so I guess it's more just like instead of arresting them, you just give them a fine.
There's a fine.
And then be on your way.
Yeah.
Stop being drugs, please.
Yeah.
You've been seen with drugs.
Well, it depends. Like if you're like if you've just had like a key in the bathroom or you're like halfway through a joint, that's one thing. But if you're carrying around like one of those red kids carts full of cubes of cocaine, like a 50 quid fine ain't quite good.
Fine.
I'll make it back in fucking half an hour.
Yeah. But I guess there's a step towards more openness or acceptance of drug culture, not even drug culture.
Yeah.
It's that whole, what I've said a few times already is that there's this whole thing about people not wanting to challenge their own beliefs or understandings. The same goes for society. Like if there's a drug, I don't think this is the case, but I think people were pushing the idea that marijuana could be helpful towards a COVID remedy of some kind. But the attitude towards that drug is so weirdly aggressive that it wouldn't, the assumption is it wouldn't be that considered. So as much as like people are like that, groups of people are like that as well. You can like just like there's a whole attitude against drugs because they can be damaging within certain contexts. Still use it for good if you can. They're not 100% evil. And I think that's the belief is that like, it's evil. Meth, evil. Well, it can be used in certain situations. No, it can't. Well, it was created to work in certain situations. No, it wasn't. All right. Wasn't it heroin was morphine to begin with?
Yeah.
Or like a stronger form of morphine.
Yeah.
And then it became too unmanageable. Well, it can still be used for morphine in extreme situations. No. Evil.
All right. I think it's just like we found better ways or something.
Yeah, but like evil. Not evil.
I read not long ago that they still don't really know why anesthesia works or how it works. Like,
I did have that when I had my appendix removed. The anesthesiologist was quite confused by me.
Yeah.
So I could kind of get that. He's just like, well, I've turned the dials and he's counted back from 10.
Yeah.
He's still awake.
Yeah.
Try again.
But
all right, he's asleep.
You always had that though, didn't you? You had that with your teeth. You went, I need like 8 injections.
Yeah. Just, I think it's just simple as I'm big.
Yeah.
Just big people need more because there's more to dilute.
Yeah.
Seems simple enough, but doctors, no, don't know. But yeah, I don't know why they fall asleep, but they do.
They do. Yeah.
That whole
so you're
hypnosis,
sure they can't feel anything? Probably.
Punch them in the face.
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah,
seems fine. But it can also be poison as well. You've got to be careful. My granddad died from poisonous anaesthetic.
Oh,
Like went in for a routine operation and just the anesthesia was off. So loads of people died.
Like milk.
Yeah. Just, you know, something wrong with the balance or whatever. What has the sleeping gas?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that that's someone's profession. But then it has to be. It has to be.
You have to know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that has to be like 100% your focus.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it can kill you. So like, well, you are the gas man.
Yeah.
Just
no, it's not like it's not a hobby.
Yeah. Are there nose doctors? Yes, of course there is. But I meant like, is it like plastic surgeons? It feels like they do everything on the body.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like but then they probably specialize in one part, don't they? Plastic surgery is weird.
Yeah, I think you get clinics that that they do everything, but then they're like, well, this is, I don't know, this is Biggins. He's a breast specialist or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I recommend you go to him. Like,
Yeah. Biggins breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it seems strange. All surgery is kind of weird, to be fair. You go out and they wouldn't let me keep my appendix. They wouldn't let me keep my tooth. Like, it's mine. I grew it. Give it to me. But doctors are like, no, we'll keep this.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I don't think people really consider it, but it's just so new.
Surgery.
Yeah. Like, it 100 years ago, most of the stuff they do was not possible. Like, and they still they'd resort to like chopping off limbs for minor issues and stuff like that because there was just nothing else to do.
Yeah. And then, you got people like me where like pain, what's the strong cocodamol gives me migraines.
Right.
Oh, that shouldn't happen. It's got like, they don't fully understand everything.
No.
Same thing with antidepressants. The amount of times people have to go through loads of different trials to do that.
Yeah.
You go like, it's just, it's still being figured out. See what happens. That's why Google Glass should have happened, I think. It didn't happen because people were weirded out.
Oh.
Because they thought that you could see people's body temperatures and see whether they were aroused or not. And people were like, that's weird.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But that's like one app among many.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems odd.
That's dumb.
You're against like the idea of like home invade, like having devices inside your house that transmit. Would you ever have something injected into you that could do something like that?
I don't know.
That would be like, say it monitored your vitamin levels or something. No, like something like medical. Like say it was like just to keep your balance of your nutrients.
Oh, yeah.
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 But then
It
like
doesn't
it's
bother
in
me
your
that
body.
much. Why does that bother you?
No. I just think it might.
No.
It's the same thing of the Alexa thing where you go like, oh, it's in the house. Who cares?
Anything. It's more stuff that you use to contact people or to stuff that communicates.
What if someone's listening to your vitamins?
Because like it's just that with stuff like that, if you remove the ability for me to turn it off, then I don't want it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Is it a weird TV? No, it's a documentary. No, it was like I think it was a Joe Rogan questions everything thing where there was this doctor who analyzed his shit every day. And he found out he had some kind of disease before symptoms. Yeah. And managed to get it dealt with quickly.
Yeah.
And you go like, exactly. You go like, well, it's like the amount of stuff that went into it. You go like, it's a weird thing to do, but hey, it caught something early.
Yeah.
You could probably have loads of things like that would help people with health issues.
Yeah, I think I heard someone talking about it like it was either in development or it was an idea that had been bandied around of having a toilet that analysed your shit.
Yeah.
So like it could tell you if there was anything wrong.
Do you remember The Island with Ewan McGregor?
Yes.
The Island.
Yeah.
They had this weird thing where like it would tell you how much, of certain food you were rationed for that day based on your energy levels or whatever. Something as simple as that. You'd be like, well, you can't have that. You need less salt today, so you can't have this. But then it becomes like rebelling against authority. Like, who's telling me not to? It's like, no, you shouldn't have this.
I always look at films like that and be like, it'd be so much easier to manage like a healthy lifestyle if there was that kind of stuff. It's just like, well, I just eat what I'm given.
But I see it as kind of like the next level from all the smart home stuff. Because like, take the people get freaked out when they see adverts for things that they actually want. And you go like, well, that's a good thing, right? Even if it was, because there's a whole argument of it's not that people are listening, it's that you're more readable than you think from your browser history to whatever, that we know you want this.
Yeah.
But like, even if it wasn't like being listened to or whatever, it's just, that's good that you're seeing an advert for something that you want. It's trying to connect you to purchase what it is you want, so you don't forget whatever. That's a positive thing, right? Maybe, but again, people freak out about it. And I imagine, if you were injected with something that told you that you can't have that much bacon today, people's like, what? And they can't take it out. They've got to make an appointment. It's supposed to be weird to turn off your inner software from your phone.
Yeah.
Can't do anything anymore. But yeah, all about that enhancement. I guess that's cybernetics, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's what do they call it? Like biomechanics? No, that's no. Biomechanics is looking at the way you actually work, isn't it?
No. But yeah, all for it.
It's the difference between a robot and what was the other one?
Cyborg.
Yeah, a cyborg is
human
part
adapted.
human.
I
Yeah,
think. And then android or robot is just 100%.
Yeah.
They say they were doing something with the robots. I can't remember.
What?
Something was happening with the robot dogs. They were being used for something illegit. Sheepdogs.
Oh yeah.
Robot dogs are being used for sheepdogs.
Yeah, they're great.
How it begins.
It's
gonna
great.
go bad.
Fucking walking. Fucking if like you were going on like a walk through the countryside, you see some sheep, and you see one of those fucking things like just bounding over the hill towards you. Like, Jesus,
just 100% Black Mirror.
Yeah,
just ridiculous. The other one was Danny Filth versus a 9-year-old. I thought that was quite fun.
I haven't watched it. I saw a bit of it.
I thought it was going to be more than it was. It was just Danny Filth playing board games against a 9-year-old.
Oh,
so playing Kaplunk.
I thought he was teaching her how to scream or something.
Yeah, there was like he did that he said, what kind of music do you think? It turns out Danny Filth is a bit of a tool.
Oh, right.
My music's really cool. All right, Danny.
Yeah.
Chill out. I like Gradler Filth. I think a weird environment for him to be around.
I never listened to them.
No.
I just looked at the font and was like, no, not for me.
That's not Times New Roman. I'm against it.
Well, it's like all like around that time, like so many metal bands went with that weird, curly, convoluted
Gothica,
nonsense. It's just like it's probably not for me, so I never bothered listening to them. I had a lot of friends who were into them.
That's all right. I never got into the heavier, blacker metal, which is like loads of people I know really got into and get really personal about it. It's like I liked melody and very specific types of emotional metal. Yeah, and I think like the whole argument against the kind of the dark Cannibal Corpse-y kind of metal is more in the lyrics rather than the way the lyrics are portrayed. I'm like, I like more the way the lyrics are portrayed. Yeah, but that's me this week.
Oh, okay. We're in person again now. I can play the thing. I may as well. I need to start doing Scum again. But it's been a while.
Rusty.
How long is it? 3 months. It's been 3 months since we started. We've done
like
like 12 episodes like that, at least.
I think it was like 181, 182.
Yeah.
It's been like 17 weeks.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Because we started a little bit earlier as well, when it was like, hey, let's try it out. Before it was mandatory. Yeah. Let's try it out.
A deer has been stranded on an island above Niagara Falls for almost a year.
No, so someone saw it and thought, well, I could rescue it or I could report it.
It's just surrounded by raging torrents of water.
It's got a very stressful or very relaxed life, depending on how you view water sound.
After being stuck atop Niagara Falls for about a year, a white-tailed deer is becoming a minor star on social media, with multiple Canadians lobbying for government officials to rescue the animal. Multiple people have contracted the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, but the ministry is reluctant to rescue the deer as they worry that an attempt could frighten the deer, causing it to go into the water and potentially over the falls. Like, it's literally like the island like looking at it overhead, it's like there's the island, and then there's like 50 feet of raging water, and then sheer like Niagara Falls, and it's surrounded by just raging torrents. And they've said like, well, we don't do rescues. What did they say? To avoid placing human responders at risk, as well as placing additional undue stress on wildlife, the ministry does not rescue animals that appear to be stranded or abandoned.
Strange policy for a government.
So there's
body.
people all over in Canada, wherever the fuck Niagara Falls is, just posting pictures of this deer. Like, what the fuck is this deer doing? It's like, but it's been on this island for like a year. Like, just I guess there's enough stuff for it to eat there, but it's not a big island.
Yeah.
And like, so like in theory, I get that, and they're like, the ministry were like, they're very strong swimmers. When it wants to come across, it will. Like, I don't think it will. I think it got washed downstream.
Yeah, maybe.
And miraculously ended up on the island.
Like when hungry enough, it might take the risk of trying to get across.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's like fucking Noah's Island, except Noah's not a bear; it's a deer.
It's a waterfall of death. Like you could maybe tranquilize it and take bets.
Well, that's the thing. Like even if you tranquilize it, there's a minute or two of like kicking and struggling and stuff. Like, it doesn't fall down right away. It could tranquilize it and it fall into the water.
Well, that's what the bets are for. Take bets. See what happens. Make it into a UFC type event.
Yeah.
Deer versus consciousness versus Niagara Falls. See how it goes. Just be like, there's the only thing we could do. Because, even if you approached it to try and pick it up, it might get spooked.
Yeah.
I guess you could wait for it to collapse and then intervene, but that feels weird.
Well, if it's collapsing, then it's not really rescuable.
Well, maybe, it could nurse it back to health if it's collapsed just kind of weakness or something.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to have a whole government body dedicated to watching this deer collapse.
Yeah.
The whole kind of thing.
It's been there for a year. So
build a bridge.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Must be fucking boring.
Yeah, it was a deer in it. Probably they're always freaking out about something.
No predators. Like
No predators except the sea or the river, the falls.
Yeah, but just constant white noise. Like, I bet it's deaf.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
A lot of people get married at Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I'd pay, not to be too mean, but I'd pay extra for a deer to fall off the waterfall during my wedding.
That would be great in the background.
And then I was like, all right? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Continue with the vows, I guess. Yeah.
A man has been arrested for swimming in Bass Pro Shop's fish tank, stating that he was seeking fame on TikTok. Right. Giant fish tank with bass in it, in a shop.
And Lamar, or whatever his name is, it's in the fish tank.
Kevin. Kevin is his name. Kevin Wise was charged on the 29th of June with criminal damage to property after a video emerged on social media showing him swimming in the tank.
Was it just that he traumatized the bass?
I guess so. I watched the video. I didn't see him damage anything. Yeah. But it's like, please don't swim in our fish tank.
It's not your fish tank. My fish tank.
Yeah.
TikTok's a weird one. Like, you see how Britain is evicting 5G Huawei?
Yeah.
Like,
because supposedly it's got
insecure or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with TikTok.
Well,
like, I thought that it's insecure.
Heard like a few weeks ago that TikTok had been banned. But it's not. Like, it's still going. But I know there's like, if you're a government official over there, you're not allowed to have it on your phone.
Right. Because it's listening and getting data. Because
they ran a load of tests on it. It was like, it's gathering information about you and sending it off to fucking China. It's a fucking genius way of doing it. Like, they've essentially like done the same shit that the NSA did without having to tap your phone line.
Yeah, and again, I don't see that. I guess it's what dangers could it cause if people knew that you liked Linkin Park? Like, what's it going to do with that data? It's going to try and sell you Linkin Park merchandise.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're a compulsive shopper, that's going to bankrupt you. That could be a thing. You know, you can figure out your blood type and remove that blood type from all the hospitals.
Yeah.
But whoa, that's almost too impressive.
But yeah, it's making this guy swim in a fish tank.
Yeah.
Just before his dive, Wise posted a video to TikTok, to his TikTok account, in which he told followers of his intent to go swimming in the tank, urging his audience to help him go viral.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I'm diving in this fish tank. I'm thinking, like, I've said for probably 3 years that it's like about time we started promoting the podcast better.
Yes.
Right. And like, we're just not equipped for it at all.
No.
But if we got a fish, you had a fish tank, right?
I've still got a fish tank.
Let's do it.
You could probably get a foot
put
in
a bass in it. Yeah. If you think about the stuff that we did at uni, for example, in terms of how we treated Facebook, and you did, as you started doing some videos at uni when you were living with me, right? Like eating a banana in the bath.
Yeah.
Was that on Facebook? I think it was on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I think so.
Might have been on YouTube.
I think that's still on there.
But like us still playing around with a few things like that, you go like, that was when it was like no one really cared.
No.
Like for example, when we'd go out on nights out, I'd take lots of photos, put them on Facebook. But at that time, it would only be for friends at uni to see that, oh, there's metal night going on or fancy dress. Why don't we all go along? It wasn't like to gain followers of the world.
Yeah.
I imagine there would be it's very weird to consider growing up in that kind of stuff.
I was skating, and I'd take my, like, not long ago, I'd set my phone up on a tripod and record myself so I could see, like, if I could feel there was something I was doing wrong, I could see what it was and correct it. And as a kid came up to me when I was packing away and clearing off, and he was like, "Are you a YouTuber?" I was like, "Is that why people record themselves?" It's like, because, like, I mean, like, I was just like, no, like, I just record myself so I can get better. Like, but the assumption is if you're recording yourself, then you're a broadcaster, essentially. And kids look at it as though it's unattainable, weirdly.
So it's unattainable.
Yeah. Like, kids that, like, want to be YouTubers, but they see it, they see like a gap in between where they are and how to be a YouTuber. And it's like, no, you just get a camera and switch it on. Yeah. Like, that's it. The rest of it is just content.
I mean, like, I've played around with some vague streaming stuff for fun, and the amount of people who take it so serious, it's the same thing as everything, the same thing as acting and everything. I just do it for fun. Yeah. All this stuff. And you think of like computer game streamers, the idea is they're the best, and you watch these incredibly skilled players do these things, and that's the fun of it. And you're like, I'd rather just see some twat make a fool of himself and piss about. Yeah. I'd rather watch that than watch someone take something really seriously. I think it's the same thing. They go like, well, if I want to be a YouTuber, I've got to, start liking coffee. I've got to start doing all this stuff. I've got all these lenses and got all this kind of stuff. It's like, no. You just need a phone to record yourself. Yeah. Same with music. Oh, I can't be a guitarist until I've got a Gibson or something. You're like, you can just get a ukulele, you twat, and then just start playing that. Yeah. But yeah, loads of people put their own roadblocks in their own way, I guess. Yeah. No matter what age.
Yeah, I just think there's some kids that just don't see it as a... They just I don't know if they just don't put two and two together, or like...
Well, I mean, I do find it weird when...
phones, like, and they're pretty good phones now. Just use that.
Well, like, one of the main reasons I don't do social media is because I don't really take photos with my phone. I'd rather take it with a camera. Yeah. Because I just prefer the feel of the camera. But that means if I want to post that image to social media,
then you have to transfer
export it, and then figure it. It's like there's an extra step, and I can just take a photo, and maybe that's how I get into social media. I don't know. But I find it weird when looking at all these videographer videos, there's all this like footage that doesn't apply, but they've just banked. So I feel like they've taken footage and not intended to use it right then and there. Right. They've got it and be like, I'll use it at a later date. Right. This is an opportunity to film some stuff. I'll keep that for later. Yeah. I think there was one of like a plane crash where this guy, famous videographer, was like walking along the top of the broken plane, and it was like a drone footage thing. Right. And it was like, and obviously it was like an old plane that was just like still there.
Yeah.
But he did loads of drone footage with it, and it's just like, did he do anything with it? Maybe he did. Maybe it was contract work for something. But it seems strange to film something and then not for a purpose, I guess.
That's the thing, like with YouTubers, like they just
vlog their daily life. That's the feeling of like, if you're recording yourself, it's for a daily vlog.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put it out there today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you get someone like Matt Diavella, and it's like, well, whether you like him or not, like he does one video a week. It's not vloggy at all. It's like, so it's almost like a lifestyle thing. He does like, he's obsessed with like self-help shit and minimalism and.
Yeah, was there a diet one? Like, I don't think vlog is a negative term, but I think a lot of people see it as like a cheap, tacky, whatever. But like monitoring like a week's worth of. No, I think it was like waking up at a certain time of day. I saw a video of his. He's like, I'm going to try waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
Well, I think last year he did like 30-day challenges where he'd like, I'm going to give up caffeine for a month. I'm going to wake up at the same time every month. I'm going wake up at 5:30 like every morning or something.
He was a videographer that was going to attempt
filmmaker
to stop a filmmaker who wasn't going to drink coffee.
No,
I haven't seen anything he's done since. It makes sense. He's died.
No
more.
Like, he said it was hellish. Well, like, but it's because, like, I guess if you don't like partake in it a lot, then it probably won't affect you. But
well, I'm the same with sugar. Genuinely,
it's you get like a proper come down. Like by like day 4 or something with having like none, you get like horrible headaches and like just all kinds of shit. And I think most people just don't realize that, like, no, it's a stimulant, it's a drug.
Yeah. Well, the same with fizzy drinks. Like I tried with the recent thing of like, you know, kidney pain. I was like, all of my sugar primarily comes from drinks. Yeah. And I was like, well, I can just remove all fizzy drinks, and it's got like, I don't think I can. Like, it's a weird thing of like, it's so ingrained. You go like, I don't think I can. I can like,
sugar is addictive. Sugar is
I can have
particularly refined sugar.
I can have, it's not necessarily the sugar. I think it's the fizz that has the psychological effect. Like, I could have sugar-free stuff. That's fine, but I couldn't not have anything fizzy because I've got an association of fizziness to help ease nausea, for example. So what if I feel nauseous one day? I'm not going to drink anything fizzy, even if it's fizzy water. Yeah. Like, no, I think I still will. It's a weird. You just find yourself after exposing yourself to a certain drug, at a certain point you just become bound to it in some way that you then need to deal with. Some people it's something more serious like, you know, heroin or meth, and other people it's coffee. I just find it funny that I think coffee is self-associative with creativity. Yeah, and you go 100%. Don't see it. I can see it makes you more creative because it's a stimulant, but I'd see all stimulants do that. Like if I have a Mars bar. Like being really hipstery about Mars bar. Like, weird marshmallow.
Daily Mars bar. Am I right, guys?
Or there's like half a bag of jelly beans. Yeah. Don't talk to me until I've had half a bag of green jelly beans. You know what I mean? But it's the same ludicrousness. It's just it's a weird perception of coffee as being civilized.
It's so ingrained in our culture now, and I think it does come from America. Like we used to,
then that came from South America, didn't it? I think.
Yeah, but like I mean, like for the culture of it, I think the only reason we got obsessed with it is because they got obsessed with it because of like, of us watching all their fucking TV shows and everything. And now we've got an entire generation who was brought up like watching Friends and stuff, which is a whole show that's circulated around this like coffee shop,
living above and within a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then well, I guess it's weird because it's quite a strong. Like I say, the sugar is my drug. Like a can of 7-Up is just like a drag of a cigarette for me. Yeah, it's just like that would get my brain back into something that would prevent a headache. So it's just got the same condition. It's just with jelly beans. Essentially instead of coffee beans. And but I just think because coffee's seen as more adult. It's exactly the same in my mind. It's just one's looked at for kids at Halloween and the other one's looked at, well, I'm a serious businessman. It's just that serious businessman who's drinking a cup of hot jelly beans. So it's all silly. It's just like, no, this is cool, right? I'm gonna be cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'll end on this one.
Right.
A 72-year-old woman was gored by a bison at Yellowstone National Park. Not in like Southampton or something.
Not in Canterbury.
The woman approached a bison to take a picture. Got within 10 feet of it multiple times before it gored her.
Yeah.
Series of events that led to the goring suggested the bison was threatened by being repeatedly approached to within 10 feet. Yellowstone's senior bison biologist Chris Jeremiah said.
Well, I guess if there's anesthesiologist, there's going to be bison specialists.
Bison biologist. Senior bison biologist, which suggests that there are...
It's a whole tree. It's a whole career path.
I'm going into bison. Big money in bison.
Yeah, I'm a bison chemist. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Gonna bake some
Yeah,
bison.
I'm just a bison caretaker.
I'm a bison janitor. A bison apprentice.
Bison are wild animals that respond to threats by displaying aggressive behaviours like pawing the ground, snorting, bobbing their head, bellowing, and raising their tail. If that doesn't make the threat go away, a threatened bison may charge. To be safe around bisons, stay at least 25 yards away, move away if they approach, and run away or find cover if they charge, which makes sense. Park visitors must stay 25 yards away from all large animals in the park, including bison, elk, bighorn sheep, deer, moose, and coyotes. If people encounter
with a coyote,
if people encounter bears and wolves, they should stay 100 yards away. I don't think you've got a choice. Like, well, I think if you encounter a bear or a wolf, you could try to get 100 yards away.
Yeah, they climb trees very fast as well.
Yeah.
So if they can climb a tree fast, they can find you.
Yeah.
They might come up for a selfie if you're in North Mexico, but just don't bank on it. Was that weird thing? In it? Like, we've had all these selfie deaths before.
Yeah. People falling off cliffs.
Yeah. Doing yoga on a balcony and falling off the balcony and all this kind of silliness. So I think there's two separate things going on of people wanting the perfect suicide note, which is a suicide selfie.
Yeah.
And wanting, just stupid people thinking animals are cartoons. People need to be reminded sometimes, and it's your responsibility not to be that stupid.
Yeah.
If you were a parent, you wouldn't tell your kid to get closer to the bison.
No. Go take a picture.
Just chillax, man. Just no, it's not worth it. Just no. But if there's not enough, that whole rising thing of like, there's been no bison deaths this year.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay to go to them. Oh, there's been more bison deaths this year. Don't go near them.
I don't get it.
It's
like
weird.
Like it's a healthy respect, not a fear. But I don't want to try and get 10 feet of a cow, like a domesticated, like, well, they're not domestic. You know what I mean? Like. But fairly tame in comparison to a bison. But like they're fucking enormous. They've got horns. Like I can't predict what that thing is going to do, and when it does it, I'm not confident I can outrun it.
But then in a zoo, you'd probably feel safer, even though you not necessarily should feel safer. Yeah, it's just like there's like lions in the zoo. You don't go right up to the bars of a lion enclosure.
Well, there's normally the cage, and then 10 feet, and then a fence, and you.
Yeah. So there's like, you wouldn't get too close. Yeah. So there's still a feeling of like danger, but people doing it. I can only think it's for the social media of it all.
She was 72 though. She doesn't give a fuck about that. She was trying to take a picture with a bison.
I reckon it was a suicide.
It's like, I don't know. It's just, you have no idea what that thing does, what it's capable of. It's enormous. It's the size of a house. You could live in that.
It's small. It's larger than the European bison. Shorter-legged. Yeah.
Shorter-legged.
But just there's this feeling of arrogance, isn't there? Of just like, this will be in my photo shoot. Yeah. Very, what was his name? Hollywood, went to prison, the whole Me Too movement.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein.
Very Harvey Weinstein.
To take a picture of a
You'll be in my photo shoot.
Bison. Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just very weird and, like very egotistical about, no, of course you want to be in my movie. Of course you want to be in my photograph.
No, I fucking won't.
just I
Gore,
don't know,
gore.
I'm a fan of a good picture as well. So it's like, it's just, you go like, that's not worth, there wouldn't be that good a picture.
If she's got her back turned and she's taking a picture, like, and they got the things charging her, I'd like, that's a good picture.
Smile on your face. Yeah. And then I guess as well, there's so much ease of Photoshop now.
Yeah.
Like 8-year-olds can use Photoshop.
Yeah.
Just Photoshop yourself next to a bison if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Don't take the risk of being gored.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just human. It's just human nature of just thinking that you're safe when you're not. Same as like opening doors that have closed in your brain. If you go like, same with like, say, friendships. I'm never speaking to that person again. If you don't really mean it, you still want to. You subconsciously open the door. I wonder how that person's doing.
Yeah.
I wonder if that bison wants to be in my photos. No, I don't think it does. But yeah, and people anthropomorphizing the bear for coming and joining their photo.
Yeah.
Apparently the bear had a yellow tag in its ear, which means like it doesn't mind humans, or it's been acclimatized to human behavior because it's been around humans a bit. So maybe that was a thing.
Right.
But still, a bear's a bear and a bastard is a bastard.
Yeah.
People are always going to be
not
capable of
predictable.
something bad.
Yeah. Like you should be wary about a stray dog coming up to you.
Yeah. And again, not even just for your protection, but for the animal's protection.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if you getting close to this bison is going to cause it to fall into a river and end up next to Niagara Falls, where its only friend
ruin somebody's wedding.
Yeah. Or it lands just before it and its only friend is a really PTSD'd deer.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see America's Most Inbred Family?
No.
Dude, it's a documentary filmmaker, and it was like a revisit after 20 years ago, meeting America's Most Inbred Family. Christ. And 20 years later, and just you have to see it.
Oh,
I mean, just like there's one guy who just goes, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" That's all he does, and he's like, Charlie, right? Ah! And then the dog's barking, woof, and he goes, he's getting triggered by the dog. And you get, because I think the idea of inbred causing problems was suggested as being a myth of some kind.
Was it?
I think so. It was like kind of called into question.
It's proof otherwise.
Yeah. Was in like, I think like the royal family is quite inbred.
Yeah.
Although I did look into it once, and I think there was only like one case of incest or something
that was going on. Like
yeah, something going on. So yeah, I wouldn't say that from a distance you can see anything mentally wrong with the royal family apart from growing up in a weird world. But like, yeah, this was like, no, this is everyone's got Steve's eye syndrome, and and just yeah, I mean those. It's not. I don't know whether it counts as a disability or not. Oh, I think that camera's died.
Oh.
And we're back. The sweat is real. I guess get used to my house just being not as hot.
Yeah,
because I guess you get used to. Everyone gets used to their own climate.
Well, yeah, it's just the house. We haven't had the heating on since February. Yeah,
but then I'm the same, but I make more efforts to cool it down, I guess.
Yeah.
More windows open 24/7, doors open long times, and fans and shit.
Yeah, Vix likes to have the windows open. I have to shut them every time we go out because I've got too much stuff in here.
Scaling up the walls.
Yeah. But the windows were open until we started recording. It's just loud outside.
Yeah. No, I think it's just warm and probably a warm feeling of love throwing through the house. Fucking disgusting.
Chilies.
But yeah, so camera cut out, but we're back and I'm just seeing all the sweat.
But yeah, we just need to sign off.
Yeah, just need to finish really.
Yeah.
So don't take selfies with animal. Well, again, this is what I mean about I don't care about or judgmental. Do it, but do it and accept that what you're doing is stupid.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just don't complain when you get gored.
Yeah, you go, of course that's what's good. That's what was a high risk possibility of happening. And if you go into it honestly, I'm all for it. But if you go into it saying, well, this animal shouldn't have done this, and the reason it did this is because of the patriarchy, I'd be like, it's being manipulative with something that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out.
Silly.
So yeah, we should get sponsored by Bisons if we can.
Yeah. So we've had a few. Yeah, we've had a few weeks of Bisons now.
We're moving towards the Bison Bulletins.
Bicentennial.
Isn't that 20 years?
I
20
don't know.
years of bison?
No,
maybe?
centennial. Bicentennial is like
100.
twice
200.
every 100 years.
Yeah. So 50. One every 50 episodes we'll have a bison.
We'll have a bison.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting week.
This is 199, so next one is 200.
Yeah.
Big 200.
Do something special for it.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Figure out. I did think about Saddam Hussein again.
Yeah.
But now that we're video, it kind of gets a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I just think there's been a lot of different steps with the podcast in the past year at very least. Yeah, in the past year, I think the podcast's gone through a new management in terms of I'm doing a lot more of it. I think that takes a lot more accustoming to it.
You're doing pretty much all of it now.
Pretty much everything. But I'm trying to figure out why the next, because I think that's starting to become normal now.
Yeah.
In terms of I still have to watch a videographer drinking coffee every now and then. But on the whole, it seems
becoming automatic.
pretty managed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's trying to figure out what's. I feel like it should take advantage of the checkpoint to think of something new to do. I've already had some ideas, to be fair, of what to do now that I'm getting more familiar with video stuff. But yeah, trying to figure out. I mean, we spoke before. Yeah, now that the whole COVID thing threw everything into the air, we were going to go to that funeral fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little outings like that, little ideas. I think the Christmas advert was still quite fun.
Yeah.
It was like just trying to figure out stuff like that. The problem we have is consistency. And I think instead of trying to fix that massive personality flaw by going, let's do a minute every month.
Yeah.
You go, let's just try and do stuff and see what happens.
Yeah. Let's be really vague about our plans.
Well, no, be more specific. But instead of being like, I think... Well, think about last week, right? There's a bit of extra podcast talk. Last week, when we were very busy, I thought that was going to be like the first time we weren't going to record. Well, we weren't going to release an episode.
Yeah.
Because like it was getting to a point, it was like, when you first said you couldn't record on the usual day, I got the sense that it was a bit more serious in terms of like you were more busy than when you are busy.
Right.
It was like you were very busy. I was like, well, yeah, and then I'm busy this weekend.
Yeah.
See what's going to happen. But that again felt like it was the productivity of two people on the project in terms of, well, I'm not going to be the one person that cancels.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the reason why. I wouldn't want to be the reason why we wouldn't release. And I think you had kind of the same thing. So it was a reason why we did record.
Well, yeah, with me that week, I was like, I know I need to get my shit done like over the weekend. And it has to be done for that time because I'm just not really going to have a hell of a lot of time else to do it. Yeah. So like if it comes to it, I can edit this week. Like this was like the last week thing. So it doesn't matter if we record late, but it didn't come to that. Yeah.
So I think we still have the benefit of, we still have a thing of mutual obligation to the podcast. I just think that's as far as we've gone. We can't really go to the mutual obligation of doing a minute every month.
Yeah.
I think just let's try and figure out of doing something every now and then. Just like, I think the idea of it becoming mandatory becomes too responsible.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Because then it becomes, let's do something really, I could do something really amateurish for that minute month. And you're like, oh no, but we want to do it bigger and we want to do more.
Yeah.
So I reckon if we did more co-projects about something and it wasn't as rigid as on the first of the blah blah, we need to do this. We were just like, let's figure out and try and do something every month, even if it was something like that. And then he goes, we can't do it this month, so we'll do it next month because of weather, or we need it to be in the snow. Yeah. So we'll save that for later. If we remove the pressure from it, I think that probably opens up a few things. But yeah, still enjoying the podcast.
Yeah.
I still think it's still good.
I think it's amazing that we're reaching 200 episodes and we've never stopped.
Yeah.
like we've taken we've taken breaks, but we've recorded enough to fill in the blanks of that. So there's never been a week where we've missed.
It's the most consistent. Yeah, it's the most consistent we've both been, even if you take into account your marriage. You know what I mean?
I've been doing the podcast longer than I've been married.
Exactly. It's like a weird thing of like, it's having to, been going for a good while. But the only thing that I had was I watched the H3 podcast pretty regularly, and they've reached they're on episode 200, and you're like, well, they've got 800,000 subscribers, whatever it is. But just like, I don't know,
and neither of them were like famous beforehand or anything.
Well, I think they were like YouTubers before,
right?
I think was how it worked. But again, I think if we it's the well, we're young as well and trying to figure, and they're probably the same age, to be fair. But like, I think we're very amateurish at the moment still, and we don't really want other people to listen to the podcast. Do you know what I mean? There's certain people who's got, no, I just don't care. Follow for follow. No, just go away. I don't want you and anywhere near us. But
that doesn't gain us anything.
Like, there's a thing people do on the forums where they say, hey, I'm in the mood for a podcast, drop your links, and then 200 comments go on it. You go, all they're doing is they're trying to get their social media posts more attention because they've had more interactions. Yeah. And you go, that whole thing is like, I can't be disingenuous. Just like, hey, this is us if you want to listen to us. So try and figure out more ways to do it whilst also hating social media. See what happens. Try and figure it out.
Yeah.
But on that note, I'm at Nick Snip.
I am at Sing It Steve.
Yeah, we're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and we're at Pulling Teeth Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah. You can email us at wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes. If you vice versa, subscribe to just anything. You can watch it, you can listen to it.
Yeah, we've got the website. We've got www.pullingteethpodcast.com if you want to jump on there. Yeah. And we've got an Amazon banner at the top right-hand corner. I've been emailed by them many times. Being, you should promote this more on your podcast. Like, okay, I'll give it a go. Top right-hand corner, if you're going to go to Amazon anyway, if you go to our website first and then click on the banner, it'll take you to Amazon. And if you go on to buy anything, we'll get a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just shows that you were trafficked from our website. So Amazon shows us appreciation for that. Yeah. Subscribe and all the bits.
Yeah. That's it this week.
Yeah. See you next week if you're not gored by a bison.
Yeah. Don't stay outside of 10 feet of the bison.
Yeah. 100 feet of bears.
100 feet of bears.
There you go. Yeah. Good advice.
And wolves.